How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and part of my background, I just moved to a new place, so I don't have all my stuff together, and I'm going to do a little bit of renovation. It's going to look a little bit different coming up here soon for my shows. I'm in a bigger space, and this is all due to you guys being very supportive and helpful. I'm going to do a lot of stuff coming up here in the new year 2018, and be on the lookout for that, but I'm going to go ahead and digress away from that for now. What I want to talk about right now is Puff or Diddy or Love or whatever his name is now, talking about he wants to buy the Carolina Panthers. Now, if you don't know, the owner of the Panthers, I think his name is Jay Richardson, whatever his name is, I put it on the screen before you and also in the box below. He's been caught up in this whole Me Too kerfuffle. A lot of women are coming against him, talking about sexual harassment, this, that, and the third. So he has to come out and basically sell the team. This reminds me of what happened to Donald Sterling. Remember that whole situation with the N-word caught on tape from the girl, V. Stiviano? That was a whole big mess right there. It got so bad that he had to sell his team. I mean, people saw it as a victory, talking about, yeah, we got him to sell his team. But he sold it for like, what, $2 billion cash? You know, I think the guy, Steve Ballmer of Microsoft, one of these big tech companies on the West Coast, he was able to get it. So it wasn't really a big victory, but I'm going to move on from that. What I want to talk about, like I said, is Puff and his declaration on Instagram and also Twitter. What I'm going to go ahead and do right now is roll a video of him talking about what he wants to do. After we get done watching the video, I'm going to react to that specific video, and then I'm going to give you my 2 cents about the Panthers, where they should go in the future, and Puff, Diddy, Love, whatever his name is, whatever his chances are of getting the team and being able to be successful as an NFL owner. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Okay, y'all, this just in breaking news. The North Carolina Panthers, okay? North Carolina Panthers are up for sale. I believe it's time to turn the franchise over to new ownership. Well, I need to send a message out to everybody in the beautiful state of North Carolina. I will be the best NFL owner that you can imagine. I will immediately address the Colin Kaepernick situation and put him in the running for next year's starting quarterback. It's just competition, baby. It's just competition. But also, I will have the best halftime show, the best selection of music, and we will win Super Bowl after Super Bowl.
Okay, so you see that. You see what's happening. Now, Puff. Okay, Puff. Now, your first mistake was you got the name of the team wrong. There is no such team called the North Carolina Panthers. Now, I know they played, like in Charlotte? I've been to Charlotte before. I've seen the Charlotte Bobcats or whatever their name was back then. There's been different names for that team. But I know that the Panthers are not called the North Carolina Panthers. They're called the Carolina Panthers because it's supposed to represent both North and South Carolina as a unifying thing. You know, Charlotte is not that far from South Carolina geographically, so that's part of it. And, you know, people try and defend them and say, oh, they're playing Charlotte. That's North Carolina. Okay. Well, the Washington Redskins play in Virginia. They're not called the Virginia Redskins. They're called the Washington Redskins. There are a lot of teams that don't necessarily play in the place where their name says, but that's totally irrelevant. The name of the team is the name of the team. If you want to be an owner, you need to get the name of the team you're trying to buy right. It's like if you go out there trying to buy a car and you don't even know what kind of car you're buying and you're buying the most expensive car on the lot. I could see if you were just a regular person out here trying to buy the cheapest car and it's a Kia Sorento and you pronounce it wrong. I understand that. But if you're trying to buy the Carolina Panthers, you should probably get the name right. But I'll move on. The second and most glaring thing here that I know all you heard was about him trying to sign Colin Kaepernick to have a compete for a starting job. Come on. If you know anything about football at all, anything about sports, you know that the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers is Cam Newton. Now, Cam Newton is far, far, far beyond the player that Colin Kaepernick is. And the reality is that Cam Newton, first of all, is black, and he's black for real with 2 black parents, not mixed, which is a whole different story. Cam Newton has the same skill set essentially as Colin Kaepernick once had, but Cam Newton has not had his peak and declined into obscurity like Colin Kaepernick has. And he is much better at those skills than Colin Kaepernick is. So how is it possible that somebody that's a lesser version of Cam Newton could possibly dethrone Cam Newton in his own starting role? If anything, Colin Kaepernick, if he wanted to play football, which I don't think he does, if he wanted to play football, he would be a good backup to Cam Newton because, like I said, they got similar styles. You don't have to reconfigure the whole team around a backup player. You can pretty much put him in there. He could do some of the same things that Cam Newton does. That was an option before the season started, but he's not on the team right now. So that pretty much tells you that nobody really wanted this guy. Maybe his time in the NFL is up. The average career in the NFL is 3 or 3.5 years. You know, Colin Kaepernick had 7 or 8. It's a wrap. Go ahead and move on and become an SJW. And I think that's what he really wants to do here, is to be an SJW. I seen him with Linda Sarsour. I seen him with all these different slogans on his T-shirts, dashikis, you know, the whole nine. The whole when you found yourself as a so-called black man, then you want to go out here and basically virtue signal to the black community that you are who you say you are. I think it's a big mess, but what do I know? I'm just a guy talking. Now, to get back to Puff trying to own an NFL team, at one point he said he wanted to own the entire NFL, which is doesn't make any sense. The NFL is like a hub organization that has different teams that are lined up under it. I mean, it didn't make any sense what he was saying. The reason why he's not going to be able to buy the team, and if he did buy the team running into the ground, is because he does not understand that business. Maybe he understands business as far as music is concerned, or maybe he did back in the 90s when he was making all those hit songs. I've not seen a hit song out of Bad Boy in a very long time. I know they have the guy French Montana, but who is that really? There is no superstar coming out of his camp anymore, and there has not been for the past 10 to 15, maybe even 20 years. But I digress. My whole point is this. He does not really understand that which he's talking about the NFL, about money, things of that nature. Not right up his alley. He's more of maybe like a party guy. He could throw a party all day long and have fun that way. But when you're talking about the NFL, you need to know a little bit more nuance about that side of the game in order to be successful. That's just basic common sense and logic. And, you know, this whole thing really, I think, is more of a marketing ploy from Puff, from Colin Kaepernick, especially Colin Kaepernick. I mean, this whole thing, him getting in the news and getting an award from Beyonce, from what was it, that Muhammad Ali? I don't even know what that award was. I don't care. I don't even watch television. I just see clips of it on the news when I do watch that on the internet. Whatever that award was and whatever Puff Daddy is doing on Instagram is all about marketing. You know, Beyonce is trying to build her brand more than what it is. And through proxy, Jay-Z trying to build his brand because he is married to Beyonce. Right. And I think I've seen Jay-Z wear a Colin Kaepernick jersey, but it wasn't even a Colin Kaepernick jersey of an actual team. Like, they had it made of, it was like a generic football jersey with his name. I think it was his first name on the back. It was weird. It's like, man, come on. If you're going to get a jersey, at least have something that's like authentic, a real NFL jersey. This is fashion. This is not even really about sports. It's about marketing. It's about trying to push an idea. You're trying to push Colin Kaepernick as an idea rather than a human being, rather than an individual. I mean, I'm not really feeling sympathy for the guy, but at the same time, I'm like, this is just silly. This whole situation is silly, and I'm just not really a big fan of it, but it's whatever. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the owner of the Panthers. I don't know all the details. I'll try to find some stuff and put it in the box below. But it's kind of weird that people are getting accused of sexual assault with no evident proof, and they're just folding like, you know, a pair of Chinese slippers. But hey, maybe there is some proof that we have not seen that they know exists. Maybe the guy's like, you know what? Rather than bringing my family, if he has any kids, grandkids, or whatever, wife, maybe rather than bringing them through the mud, because I know that this story that's coming out about me is real. So I don't even want to deal with the backlash. I'm just going to fall back, fall away, and just sell the team, and that's it. Just like I said about Donald Sterling, he didn't want to deal with the heat anymore, constantly getting harassed by paparazzi, talking about N-word this, N-word that, all this, that, and the third. He was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and cash out right now. I'm already 80-something years old, and I'm pretty sure this guy that's the owner of the Panthers is also up there in age, most likely a senior citizen. So they're just like, you know what? I wash my hands and I'm finished. You can have the team. I'll just take the money, give it to my family, and then that's it. I'm through. But what do you think? Do you think that the sexual harassment, assault, or whatever allegations against the Carolina Panthers owner is true? Is it false? What's going on with that? Do you have any information that I don't have about the situation? If so, please put it in the comments below. How about Puff? Do you think he's going to be a good NFL owner? Will he be able to buy the Panthers? If he was able to buy the Panthers, what would he do? You know, I'm hearing him talking about he wants to buy the Panthers. What are you going to be? Are you going to be the owner? Are you going to be GM? Are you going to be like Jerry Jones where you do pretty much everything? You buy the stadium. You know, you are like a pseudo GM. You're the owner. Like, are you going to be that kind of guy? Are you going to be doing the daily mundane tasks, the financial stuff? Who are you going to have on your team that's going to ride with you? You got to understand, these owners have a lot of different people that they employ. It's not just like you could just buy the team and that's it. You got a whole big operation you got to employ, especially like if you're Jerry Jones. I mean, look how much money is invested into the Dallas Cowboys, the stadium, all the staff, the players. I mean, so much he has invested into the actual Cowboys. Will Diddy be an owner like that? Will he be an absentee landlord? How about Colin Kaepernick? Does he want to play football again? I doubt it. I think he pretty much knows he's done. At this point, he wants to become an SJW and live that life. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace. We have some late breaking news. I just saw this. I was getting ready to render. I was getting ready to put it on YouTube, but then I saw some late breaking news. Colin Kaepernick has responded to Diddy, and I will have the tweets on the screen before you if you're not watching the video right now, where Diddy says, hey, you know, pass the word around about the Carolina Panthers is that in the third. Colin Kaepernick responds with, I want in on the ownership group, meaning, like I said, like I correctly predicted, he does not want to play football anymore. He knows he's done, because Diddy was trying to say, we're trying to get him a job as a player. Kaepernick's like, nah, I want to be an owner. I don't want to play no more. I think that's pretty much evident by this tweet. That's enough evidence for me. If it was about him playing, he would have said, yes, I want to play on the team when you buy it. Now he's saying, I want in on the ownership group. He does not want to play football anymore. That pretty much wraps it up. So all these people out here protesting about Colin Kaepernick not getting a chance, not being able to come into the league, your buddy, your friend is offering to buy a team to give you a job as a quarterback, even if it costs him wins and losses. You're like, nah, I'm good. So that's pretty much all I got. Like I said, if you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.